Hey guys, once you finish watching the video, feel free to hit the like button or drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And of course, the subscribe button's there to stay up to date on all the latest content.
Hey guys, welcome to the Geek Box, and today we're doing our first episode of Looking Back. And as I say, begin with this, normally I actually have like some notes, a little bit of script and things like that, just so I want to write guidelines. So you have to excuse me today, I'm totally freewheeling this because basically I'm looking back on one of the most influential games in my past, and I think a lot of other people's as well. Going to be talking about the 1998 PlayStation 1 classic, Metal Gear Solid. Now, obviously, people that have played Metal Gear Solid should pretty much understand why this game had such an impact on me as a player, and just what an impact it had on the gaming world. Obviously, produced by Konami under the Hideo Kojima team. As always, God bless Kojima. It was the first game of the genre that went into 3D, and probably out of all the games that transitioned from 2D into 3D in that era, the most successful and best created one, as they just created the most amazing world inside the Shadow Moses Island facility. See, the game is set on Shadow Moses Island, which has been taken over by a team of terrorists. Basically, the demand being that they want the remains of the greatest soldier, Big Boss, whose genetics were made to create a genome army, which is the main enemy in the game. Otherwise they're going to use the tactical nuclear weapon Metal Gear Rex to launch nuclear warheads across the entire world. Obviously, it's focusing mainly on America. The gameplay in itself, fantastic. A slightly angled overhead camera used for the game, which really added to the suspense and the action. There's just so much they put into this game. It's so intelligent. For one, soldiers reacting to things like footprints, etc. Obviously, the two most famous things that people take out of memes now from the original Metal Gear are the whose footprints are these? And of course, the alert status of just so. They've kind of iconic. I think a lot of people actually know that joke and they don't even know where it actually comes from, which for me says a lot about a game when that happens. The same as when people get a movie reference but they don't know the movie it comes from. Metal Gear touched on the landscape, the fact that it was a stealth espionage game, but unlike the other Metal Gear games before Metal Gear Solid came after Metal Gear and Metal Gear Snake, those games were built on a pure stealth basis. With very little actual aggression inside them, as the original Metal Gear series was supposed to be like Metal Gear Solid was, but they weren't able to program the guns into it, so it became a pure sneaking game because of Kojima's brilliance. They went into it, you start off outside, you've got to infiltrate the facility. Obviously, it just gives you that base storyline of getting in what the terrorists want. But the main combination in it was the gameplay, the videos that they used for the cutscenes and for the communication. I mean, you spend a lot of time watching the cutscenes and going through the storyline. And also the storyline is the third thing, and the storyline in Metal Gear Solid 1 is absolutely amazing. Metal Gear Solid series has always done well for its storytelling, but I think Metal Gear Solid 1 was the game that really had the best story behind it. So as a simple breakdown, you go through finding the facility, entering the facility, infiltrating under the belief obviously that you've got to also try and save the DARPA chief, and you've also got to try and save the Arms Tech president. Both of them, when you find them, die of a mysterious heart attack. Obviously, too much of a coincidence that just happened as Snakes met them. And also then a side objective comes in as well, that's to try and save Merrill, who's going to be the colonel who's in communication with you the entire time running the mission. It's his daughter in the end. You've also got the cyborg ninja inside it, who was actually Frank Yeager, the enemy who trained and became best friends with Solid Snake. You players, so you get the picture. There's a lot that goes on in this game. Gameplay wise, it's physical gameplay, amazing flowing game. You've got two inventories basically. You've got a weapons inventory and you've got an item inventory. Obviously, the weapons, you get a whole variety. The most notable ones you get are obviously the FAMAS, which is your rifle. The one that's used the most in the game, the SOCOM, especially once you get silenced, so you can really become power with the SOCOM at your side. Obviously, that's a tactical pistol it's based off a pistol that's used by a lot of United States military forces that are in like higher training. And of course, then you've got things like the Stinger missile launcher, which is just so much fun. It's basic lock on, fire, forget kind of missile. As you go through the game and the characters develop and the story develops, you get extra weapons as well. Then, like, you pick up the PSG-1 sniper rifle to battle Sniper Wolf, which I'll get to in a moment. It's just great. It's sort of simplicity is what makes it so good, but you can do so much with the little they give you. It makes the game work so well. Also, as I just touched on with Sniper Wolf, you've got bosses throughout the game. You've got basically the entire Foxhound team, which are the terrorists that are taking over the base. You've got Sniper Wolf, who obviously sniper specialist, lived alongside wolves for a long time, so that gives you a really fantastic section where you've got to sneak through and try and avoid the wolves, and then once you've defeated her you get a handkerchief, so you've got her scent, and then the wolves all love you instead. You've got Raven, who you fight in first of all in a tank, which you've got to blow at the top of the tank using grenades, so it hurts him. And then later on you fight him in a storage facility with where he's got a minigun, and quite literally just lugs it around. So you've got Psycho Mantis, who is probably one of the most well-known characters when you see like top 10 videos and things like that, because of the segment they do where there's a bit of a fourth wall breaking thing from Metal Gear. It's something they've been quite popular for. This one where he uses the vibration on your controller, which, keep in mind, at the time, a vibrating controller was a very new thing. I mean, analog sticks on a controller had just come into existence thanks to Gran Turismo. So you made your controller vibrate, you can read your memory card. All the bosses just had depth in them. That's what's missing in a lot of games now, I think. They give you a backstory, there's no depth, there's nothing that makes you really want to beat this person. Or sometimes not want to beat them because of the fact you'd rather work alongside them, but you got to do what you got to do. It's just the game as a whole, fantastic. All those things together, leading up to that final battle with Liquid, who turned out to be Snake's twin. Obviously, you fight inside Metal Gear Rex as well. Again, using the Stinger missile launcher. And I want to say for last, is probably my favourite battle in the entire game is when you fight the cyborg ninja. Basically, obviously, you find out it's Frank Yeager. There's a whole side story there attached to the team that you've got working on your side. It's just everything about the game has a different element. It feels sometimes like you're playing a few different games in one, but it just creates one gigantic whole. Like I said, another side of it is the personalities. Both you get the story of your enemies that you face, like, you've got Revolver Ocelot, which is another boss, which, in fact, I didn't mention that on the list, sorry. I'll see, he's a great sharpshooter, he can even ricochet bullets off walls. So when you got to outfox him, what you do. So you got Liquid's story of how angry he is that he thinks he's the recessive gene of the entire project, and like he was the outcast. And then onto your own team, where you've got obviously Otacon, who Snake becomes friends with, and Otacon's a staple in the entire series. Obviously, a great tech guy, one that built part of Metal Gear originally, so he's heavily involved in that. And then you've got the Colonel, you get his entire backstory, and the to and fro of the information is withheld. Also, you've got Naomi, who's one of the doctors for the entire mission, and Mei Ling as well. And it's just such a beautifully crafted game. Anyway, I've gone enough with this. I'm going to a bit of a fat ramble now. Overall, I'd say if you had to give this game a 10, it would be a 10 out of 10. There is nothing for the game for its time period that I think could be changed. I think if you changed anything in it, you just change the dynamic of the game as a whole. To me, it's a perfect game. Like I said, it spawned a fantastic series. Obviously, Metal Gear 2 was a bit of a twist because of what they did with that. But yeah, overall, Metal Gear Solid 1 Solid Snake, Shadow Moses, for me, the perfect game. And if they could do a full rehaul of it, I wouldn't care how much to charge. I mean, they did the Twin Snakes, which is a remake on the GameCube. I got that. I played it like 10 times through. It was just amazing. If they could do another remake now for the PlayStation 4, or even better, if they ever managed to do a VR version of it, it would just be just DreamWorks for me. So yeah, that was me looking back. Metal Gear Solid 1. Obviously, I'm guessing there's guys out there that have seen this, that have played it. So please let me know in the comments below what you thought of Metal Gear and what your memories were with it, because I'd love to hear how other people took it as well, outside of my friends that we used to talk to every day about what we'd done on Metal Gear the night before. And we're talking about back in school, fortunately. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed already, obviously hit that little button down there below. It will also put you in now to a competition that I'm setting up soon that will be subscribers only. And also, if you haven't checked it out yet, get on Facebook. Drop it on the line below here. That's www.facebook.com/thegeekbox, and the page there will also keep you up to date on all the information. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Click on one of these boxes here to see some of the other latest content from the channel, and of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the latest content.